At 37 years old, I had spent nearly a decade chasing the elusive dream of a flat stomach. Like so many others, I was bombarded by social media influencers and fitness gurus promising miracle ab workouts that would transform my body in just weeks. I tried everything: crunches, sit-ups, leg raises, Russian twists, bicycle crunches, you name it. My living room became a makeshift gym, cluttered with resistance bands, yoga mats, and workout DVDs. But despite all my efforts, the results were disappointing. This video is about sharing with you how you can avoid being disappointed, and I'm going to walk you through my journey that you can copy for your own benefit. Plus, 2 very critical pieces that will help you that I'm sure you've never heard about. It's all coming up in a moment. But back to how I got started. After doing all of the guru-inspired programs, sure, I felt stronger sometimes, but my abs still hidden under a layer of stubborn belly fat. It wasn't until I stumbled upon an article about the science of core training that I realized why I hadn't seen the progress I wanted. I was doing too much without focusing on what truly mattered. The article explained how most people misunderstand what it takes to build visible abs. They think endless crunches will do the trick, but research shows that spot reduction, the idea that working a specific area will burn fat there, is a myth. Instead, achieving a toned midsection requires a combination of full-body strength training, cardiovascular exercise, proper nutrition, and targeted core work. So, I decided to stop doing all of the abs workouts because I wasn't seeing the results I wanted. I hastily decided to focus exclusively on the things I just learned I wasn't doing. That would have been a mistake, and let me tell you why. Thankfully, I read the entire article, and what struck me most was the emphasis on one particular exercise, the plank. According to the article, planks are one of the most effective exercises for building core strength because they engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously, including the rectus abdominis, the six-pack muscles, obliques, transverse abdominis, the deep stabilizing muscles, and even the lower back. Intrigued, I decided to give it all a try. When I first attempted a plank, I quickly learned that it wasn't as easy as it looked. I dropped into what I thought was the correct position: forearms on the ground, toes tucked, body straight, and held it for about 10 seconds before collapsing onto the floor. My lower back hurt, my shoulders felt strained, and I couldn't figure out why everyone raved about this exercise. Clearly, I was missing something. Determined not to give up, I dove deeper into learning how to perform a proper plank. That's when I discovered the importance of form, alignment, and muscle engagement. To start, I learned that setting up correctly is crucial. Begin by positioning your elbows directly beneath your shoulders, ensuring your forearms are parallel to each other or slightly angled inward. Your hands can be flat on the ground or clasped together, whichever feels more comfortable. Next, extend your legs behind you, balancing on your toes. The key here is to keep your entire body in a straight line from head to heels. Imagine a rod running along your spine, keeping everything aligned. Avoid letting your hips sag toward the floor, which puts unnecessary strain on your lower back, or raising them too high, which shifts the focus away from your core. Once I understood the setup, I practiced engaging my core properly. This meant tightening my abdominal muscles as if bracing for a punch. A helpful cue I found was to imagine pulling my belly button toward my spine. At the same time, I made sure to squeeze my glutes lightly to stabilize my pelvis and maintain a neutral lower back. Breathing also played a critical role. Many beginners hold their breath during planks, which increases tension and makes the exercise harder than it needs to be. Instead, I focused on taking slow, controlled breaths in through my nose and out through my mouth, keeping my chest relaxed and my shoulders down. With these adjustments, my second attempt at a plank felt entirely different. I managed to hold it for 20 seconds, and while it was still challenging, I could feel my core muscles working in a way they never had before. Over the next few days, I continued practicing, gradually increasing my hold time by 5-second increments. Each session taught me something new about my body and its capabilities. For example, I noticed that when I let my mind wander, my form would slip. I'd either arch my back or allow my hips to drop. Staying mentally present was just as important as physical effort. As I grew more confident, I began exploring variations to keep things interesting and challenge myself further. This was when it hit me that a plank can be multiple forms of exercises, allowing me to get all of my core muscles in shape. I didn't have to jump from one brand new exercise to another brand new exercise. I could get everything I needed to make my abs rock solid from a single type of exercise. My mind was totally blown because this was something I knew, without a doubt, I could do and be successful with. One of the simplest modifications for beginners is the knee plank. Instead of balancing on your toes, rest your knees on the ground. This reduces the amount of weight your core has to support, making the exercise more manageable. Once you're comfortable holding a knee plank for 30 to 60 seconds, you can transition to the standard forearm plank. From there, the possibilities expand. Side planks target the obliques, adding a dynamic twist to your routine. Plank jacks incorporate cardio by jumping your feet apart and together while maintaining the plank position. And for those seeking an advanced challenge, lifting one leg or arm off the ground forces your core to work even harder to stabilize your body. Please let me know if you're getting value from this content in the comments below. I read every comment. Of course, no journey is without its obstacles. Let me tell you about mine, and then later on, I will tell you about a great way to overcome a huge challenge you're going to run into. It will stop your progress in its tracks. However, it's simple to fix, so stay tuned. During one particularly grueling week, I struggled to stay consistent. Work deadlines piled up, leaving me exhausted and unmotivated to exercise. On top of that, I started experiencing discomfort in my lower back, which I later realized stemmed from poor form. These setbacks reminded me of the importance of listening to my body and being patient with myself. Rather than pushing through pain, I took a step back, reviewed my technique, and adjusted accordingly. I also reminded myself that progress doesn't happen overnight. It's the small, consistent efforts that lead to lasting change. To stay motivated, I joined online communities dedicated to fitness and shared my experiences with others. Hearing stories from women who faced similar struggles inspired me to keep going. One woman, Sarah, stood out to me. She described how incorporating planks into her daily routine helped her overcome years of frustration with ineffective ab workouts. Her transformation photos spoke volumes, showing not only a flatter stomach, but improved posture and overall confidence. Inspired by her success, I decided to create my own challenge, a 7-day plank challenge. Each day, I aim to hold a plank for progressively longer durations, starting at 30 seconds and working up to 2 minutes by the end of the week. To hold myself accountable, I tracked my progress in a journal and celebrated each milestone, no matter how small. Throughout this process, I also paid closer attention to my diet, realizing that nutrition plays a vital role in revealing abs. No matter how strong your core muscles are, they won't be visible if they're covered by a layer of fat. I adopted a balanced approach, prioritizing lean proteins like chicken, fish, and tofu, along with plenty of vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. Reducing sugar intake made a noticeable difference, as did staying hydrated. Drinking enough water not only supported digestion but also reduced bloating, giving my stomach a flatter appearance. Another lesson I learned was the value of recovery. Initially, I thought more was better. More reps, more sets, more days per week. But over time, I realized that rest is just as important as exercise. Allowing my muscles time to repair and grow stronger prevented burnout and reduced the risk of injury. On rest days, I incorporated gentle stretches and foam rolling to release tension in my shoulders, back, and core. Child's pose became my go-to stretch after planks, helping to open up my chest and lengthen my spine. Cobra pose complemented it nicely, gently stretching my abdomen and improving flexibility. Looking back, I'm amazed at how far I've come. What started as a desperate attempt to find the perfect ab workout evolved into a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. By focusing on one exercise, the plank, I simplified my routine and eliminated the overwhelm of trying to master dozens of movements. More importantly, I developed a deeper connection with my body, learning to appreciate its strength and resilience rather than obsessing over its appearance. Today, I can proudly say that I have a strong, stable core, not because I achieved some arbitrary aesthetic goal, but because I committed to a practice that honors my health and well-being. If you're reading this and feeling discouraged by your own fitness journey, know that you're not alone. I'd love 2 things. Number 1, to hear what you have to say about this content, so please share your comments below. Second, for you to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you'll be notified when my next video drops. We would love to add you to our YouTube channel's family circle. We live in a world obsessed with quick fixes and instant gratification, but true progress requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. Start small. Focus on mastering one exercise at a time. It doesn't have to be planks, but it is where I started. However, crunches or leg lifts could be a better fit for your starting point. It's up to you. but start with one exercise and master it. Celebrate every victory, no matter how minor it may seem. And remember, you don't have to go it alone. Share your goals with friends, join supportive communities, and seek guidance from trusted sources. Together, we can redefine what it means to be strong, inside and out. For anyone interested in embarking on their own plank journey, I've created a downloadable PDF guide packed with tips, exercise variations to get the results you want and need. The biggest benefit from this guide is that it literally tells you exactly what works based on proven and real-world results. And just as importantly, it lets you know what to avoid. There is one specific roadblock this guide addresses that prevents women aged 30, 40, and beyond from being able to get the flat stomachs, the smaller hips, and prevents us from losing weight all the way around. It is a huge problem that can be solved in just 5 minutes. We share this solution in detail in this guide, and I truly believe it will change your life. Again, the guide is free, so pick up a copy using the link in the description below. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced athlete, this resource will help you maximize your efforts and achieve your fitness goals. Simply use the link in the description below to access the guide for free. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, and I hope my story inspires you to take the first step toward a stronger, healthier you. Let's continue this journey of discovery by you clicking on the next video on your screen now. See you there.